What's up, you guys? We are about to get ready with a live interview here. Okay, are you guys ready? Sorry. Okay, are we ready? Are we ready to go live here? Check it out, that's... Alright, so we don't worry about that because we're gonna be watching that, right? We pretend this Facebook Live is not there.
Okay.
Okay. Hey Jimmy, is this good? Are we ready? Ready to go. Are we ready? Are we ready to go? Okay. How do we pronounce Seniesa, right?
Seniesa.
Yes.
Seniesa Estrada.
Seniesa Estrada. Okay, Seniesa Estrada. You ready, guys? Seniesa Estrada. We are about to go live. So how do we call this? Light flyweight champion? Is that it?
My division is junior flyweight. Yeah.
Junior flyweight champion Seniesa Estrada.
Yes.
9-0. That means
9-0.
You've been to nine
professional fights.
9 professional fights.
Won them all and have 0 losses.
Undefeated.
Yes.
Wow.
And as an amateur, I had 102 amateur fights with only 5 losses.
Wow. So tell me more about that because I don't really understand. What we do in boxing. Right. So what does it mean? So it means you go to 9 fights, right? Okay, let's go live. Are we ready? All right, guys, ready? Go. 1, 2. It's been go. Okay. All right, guys. Hey, today we are here with the light flight How do we call light flyweight champion?
Junior flyweight. Yeah.
Junior flyweight champion. Seniesa Estrada stopping by our team here, so it's been awesome. Our team are sponsoring your fight. I think it's coming up very soon.
Yeah, July 21st in the city of Anaheim.
In Anaheim.
It'll be my 10th pro fight, and I'm glad to have you guys on board as
so
my sponsors.
Excited. Yeah.
Thank you guys.
So thanks for all of our clients, and part of the reason why we are so excited, Seniesa, to sponsor you and any of high performance athletes like you or any high performance individual in anything like you is because there's a lot of similarities between what we do and what you do, right? Your mindset. How do you do that? But before we go into that conversation, let's talk about your backgrounds a little bit. What's your story? How do you grow up?
My story, I was born and raised in East Los Angeles and started boxing at the age of 8. And my dad got me into it. He was a big boxing fan and would watch boxing all the time. So I'd watch it with him when I was a little girl. And it was just very intriguing, and it's something that I knew automatically that I wanted to do.
7 years old, your dad always bring you?
Watch boxing, yeah.
Like live or on TV?
On TV, yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay.
But he didn't think that I would actually want to box.
Yeah.
Until I asked him, and he didn't want me to because he said it was for boys.
Yeah.
But I didn't. I was just a kid. I didn't think there was a separation between boys and girls. I thought girls can do anything guys can do.
Yeah.
So started. Oh, live fell again. He took me to a gym when I was 8 years old.
You don't look like that's how powerful
I know.
You just bang the table the whole. Don't worry about the life. This is the real thing.
So I started boxing when I was 8 and haven't stopped since then. So it's been like 18 years now.
Wow.
And I traveled the United States to different tournaments, and I was the Junior Olympic national champion, USA national champion, Golden Gloves champion, Silver Gloves champion. All those tournaments, I was the champion multiple times. So I won just about every tournament you can win as an amateur and every title.
Wow.
And,
okay, just to put it in perspective for people who are not familiar with what you do here, so if people who's starting to do what you do as a professional boxer, like what was the first beginner step? Like how would you end up to do what you do now?
First step, wow. It's been 18 years, so it's been a long time. First thing is just going into the gym and being determined and dedicated. It takes a lot of sacrifice and dedication to get to the level where I'm at now. Anybody can turn professional, but it's all about how you do it and how good you are. And the reason why I'm so good and have had so much success was because I started at a young age and I stood dedicated and I sacrificed so much and I trained so hard.
Okay, like describe your training. So how would you do? So you started at about. So when do you first start hitting the gym, and how's your training routines?
Oh man, my training routine it's crazy. I train Monday through Friday about 3 hours a day. On weekends, if I'm not in the gym, I'm running 5 miles, And
On Saturday, Sunday.
right, yeah.
Okay.
And then during the week, it's 3 hours a day of training, just different stuff, cardio, strength and conditioning, a lot of sparring. I did like getting ready for my last fight. I did like 80 rounds of sparring in total. So yeah.
And you do that every day. For how long has you been doing it that way?
I've been doing it that way since I was 8 years old.
Since 8 years old, so it's been 18 years.
Yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Every day. And
boxing is year round. It's not
Yeah.
where it's seasons where you fight. You box and train for 4 months and then you stop for like 6 months. It's year round and it doesn't stop.
That's really good. As you know, right, there is no champions without sacrifice, right? Live like no one else today, so 5 years from now you can do what others not willing to do. See,
Exactly.
people looking at you now like, okay, I want to be the champion. How can it be? It's not about the now. All the spotlights you're getting now is because for the past 18 years,
Right, yeah.
you are willing to do what most 7 years old not willing to do.
Exactly.
Right? What do you think a typical 7 years old can do? Like all your friends, all your 7 years old. Disneyland
After
maybe.
school, playing,
Yeah.
just hanging out with each other and playing. I didn't
So,
get to do a lot of
let's
that.
talk about that because that's kind of interesting, right? How do you? So it's just did your parents actually bring you to the gym, like, or you really want to do it? How can you develop that daily discipline? It's one thing, like for me, I go to the gym once a week. But how can you go to the gym every day, right?
Yeah.
And year after year for 18 years, like how do you develop that habit?
Because well, if there's something that you're really passionate about, you want to do it no matter how hard it is because it's something that you really, really want.
Do you have any influence from the outside, like families, your parents and stuff?
Well, my dad was the one who was very supportive, and he was the one who took me to the gym every single day. And I would wait for him to pick me up to take me to the gym. Like that's how bad I wanted to go. And then I wouldn't want to miss a day. I would want to be there every single day. And the very first day that I started boxing, it was so hard. I was exhausted. Like the coach was like, "Okay, run." I was like, "All right, well, when do I stop?" And he was like, "I'll tell you when to stop." And I was literally running for like, I don't know, like 45 minutes straight. And it was terrible. He would make us stand in push-up position, and he would ask us questions like history questions or science questions. And we were like in the 3rd grade, but he was asking us like 8th grade questions. I was like, how are we supposed to know this? So we would stay in like a push-up position until we got it right, which I hardly got them right because the questions were like 5th grade questions when we were like in the 3rd grade. And it was so difficult, but it's something that I really, really wanted to do and I was passionate about. So no matter how difficult it was, I still wanted to do it.
Okay,
Just like any career.
So we want to keep it honest and transparent. In the last 18 years, have there been moments that you don't feel like it? Like you don't feel like training?
Yeah, there has been. There's been moments where I thought to myself, I don't know if I can continue to do this. Like it's just
And
difficult.
then what happened? Yeah.
But then you think about all the hard work you put into it, and you think about all the struggles that you've had that got you to where you are today. And it's like, do I really want to waste all these 18 years that I put into this and just, let it go just like that? And of course I don't. I want to continue to train hard and just see how far I can take it and not get it. It's all about not giving up on yourself.
I like that. And basically what you're saying is that it's a choice. It's a decision. Right? Nowadays, there's this cute saying, love what you do, but yeah, you do what you love. You do what you love what you do, right? And then it's a decision. At the end of the day, it's a decision you choose. Because now everybody talk about, hey, if you follow your feeling, it's not a feeling, it's a discipline. So how do you develop that character? Like how do you discipline yourself over the past 18 years? I'm not sure it's more than just the gym, right? The food that you eat, the people that you hang out with.
Yeah, it's everything. And boxing's like, it's a lifestyle. You have to live it. You can't just be a part-time fighter and expect to be great because it's not going to happen. You have to live it. You have to train that way, eat that way, and surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah.
And it's just something that, it's just having the passion for something. I mean, like any career, like I could have been a great basketball player or a great soccer player or a great tennis player, but I wasn't. I was born to be a great fighter. And when you're born to do something, there's nothing else that you want to do. You're passionate about that one thing.
That's great, guys. I'm not sure if you catch what Seniesa is saying here. Basically, it's number one is a daily discipline. And that's the second thing is you protect yourself, right? You the people that you surround with, and you actually be coachable. In the past 18 years, how many coaches you have around that's actually guiding you through?
Just two. My dad trained me since I was 8 years old, and when I was about 16, I started training with the trainer who I have now. But it's still my dad also, and also my trainer who I have now. So it's two, and that just...
And Dad is here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on here. So can you grab a seat, because this is interesting. We wanna bring Dad into the picture here. So so before, let's get him set up, right? And then what else? What else if you were to share your story to not only just young people, in any profession? We talk about you won't be able to achieve success in anything without that mental toughness, without that discipline and stuff, right? So if there's any story, what would your message be to people in general?
My message would be just no matter what career you're in and what job title it is, just never give up. It's not always going to be easy, and it just takes determination and sacrifice and the ability to just not give up on yourself.
Yeah, I love your video, the one that you say is believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Right? I was telling everybody that, hey, you are born as a champion. Do you guys realize that the chance of you being born is 400 million to 1? Do you know that? The probability of you actually come out as a baby is 400 million to 1. You have 10 times more chance of winning a lottery in your lifetime than actually being alive. Yeah. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
That's true.
It's amazing.
You are born a champion. Think about it. It's biology. Right?
Right.
We are talking about the sperm, right? I mean,
yes.
It's biology. Your chance of actually being born is 400 million to 1. Right? So you are born as a champion. But then, because you are born, then the society start telling you, you can't do this, you can't do that,
exactly.
You should do this, you should do that. The society shape you to become average.
True. Yeah.
That's very true.
Right? So the reason we are doing this interview and the reason why we are sponsoring you and stuff like that is because every time we look at high performance in anything, it always reminds me that, hey, everybody has the same potential. You are born as a champion, right? You are born as a champion, and then you just have to live it. But now I want to bring Dad here. Joe is here because, hey, how do you mold? Because now I have a 7 years old, right? I have a 5 and 7 years old. So I believe this is you also providing an environment for Seniesas to grow up.
Yes.
Right? It's all about the environment, the people that she hang out with and stuff. From your perspective, how is this?
Well,
have you ever visualized your daughter's gonna be part of the Team USA? Did you feel that? I know. Like wow.
When the first time that she asked if she could box, I didn't. But after I think she trained for about 2 weeks, and me and her coach, the plan was that I wanted him to train her as hard as he can so she can give up and not box anymore, because I didn't want her to box. You know, she was a beautiful little girl, 8 years old. I didn't want her to box. So after the training, we were going home. I said, how'd you feel? You like it? She says, yeah, I like it. And I was like, oh. So my next plan is, okay, and it was only 2 weeks into the training, I said, let's get her to spar with this little boy. And maybe if he beats her up, then that'll be the end of it.
So you are whispering to the coach.
I'm trying to whisper to the coach, and I'm telling her, okay, well, you sure? And I said, yeah, let's try it. And this little boy was picking on her. This little bully was picking on her. And she came and told me, hey, this guy's pushing me. And I told him not to push me. And so he said he could, because I'm a girl, he can beat me up. So when the little boy came down, wait, you want to go in the ring with her? And he said, oh, yeah. And they're all brave. And little boy, she beat him up good, started crying in the corner, and he wouldn't come up for the second round.
Wow.
So from that moment, when I saw her look in her eye, that determination that she really something that she really wanted to do, I just kept from there on. I just stood behind her. Never missed any of her trainings or sparring sessions, any of her fights. I think the only time I missed a fight was when she went with the U.S. team to Ecuador. To Ecuador. That was the only time I missed a fight. That's over 110 fights.
Wow.
One. And that's because I didn't have a passport to travel at the time.
Yeah.
And
so you represent the country, is that it? Part of the Team USA, is that what it means?
Yeah, I was ranked number 1 in the U.S.
2009, she was the USA national champion.
Right. Wow. So you also provide the environment. You are very
Oh,
supportive,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So the
I
family
basically-
support is important.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, I kind of basically had to put my life aside and travel with her and took her everywhere that she needed to go, the national championships or wherever she needed to go, and was there every day to take her to practice, pick her up, and
So
make
seriously
sure
though,
she kept training.
so seriously, since she was kids, 7 years old, 8 years old, are you telling me that there was no days in her life that she felt like, hey, today is not a good day to go to the gym. I don't feel like going to the gym.
Oh, definitely, she had some of those days.
Okay, then what? Like
And
then
then
what
I
happened?
said, no, you were going to the gym. You got to stick with this. You got to continue to go. It
Okay,
was
so
kind
that's
of-
the discipline that we are talking about.
Yes, that's the discipline that you have to. I made sure she stood that kept that discipline, and I was there
Yeah.
all the time, telling her, "Nope, you're going to the gym. You're going to continue training."
That's good because life is a series of little choices that we make,
Yeah.
right? When people don't get obese by eating one hamburger.
Oh no.
Yeah, you are not gonna die eating hamburgers one time because if that's the case, then McDonald's gonna be out of business. But it's the one burgers a day,
Yes,
right? So it's a
that's
little choice every day. It's me watching one TV, 1 hour of TV show a day,
Right.
or 1 hour practicing and training.
Yes.
But you maintain to do that for the past
Oh, yeah.
18 years, and that is something else.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the simple discipline every day.
And that's
right?
one thing she has that I see a lot of fighters out there don't have is that discipline. They always want to take time off, 3 months, 4 months, come back in a year. She has never taken more than maybe a few months off.
I like that. I like what you
she had
said.
she had an injury on
Okay.
her toe. She dropped a 35-pound weight on her toe.
I like what you say that because what is the point of, like, why would you stop, right? Like,
Yeah,
I don't
why
get
would
it.
you stop? Yeah.
Right?
There's always room to improve and get better.
Boxing's
You
not
should
like
never stop.
football. It's a seasonal
Yeah.
game. This is a game. This is not actually. You don't play boxing. You play football, basketball, baseball.
Like
It's
anything
not a
in
game.
life, right?
Yeah, boxing's not a game. You can get hurt. You can
Yeah.
get seriously hurt.
Yeah.
So you have to stay disciplined.
Yeah, like any career, what you guys do, you
Yeah.
should always persevere and try to become better at it and never.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If
Never
you
take a
decide to
break.
take a year off, what happens
Yeah.
to your income?
Yeah.
What happens to your family?
Right. What about to your mental mindset,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
You become
Okay.
lazy and you
Gotta
just
stay.
Yeah.
figure that everything is fine the way it is.
That's why people say, wow, people accuse me of workaholics. But you know who always accused me of workaholics? It's never the successful ones. Always the
Exactly.
All
losers.
the
Yeah.
losers, right?
Always the losers.
Yeah,
Can you
that's what I
imagine?
tell her.
All the losers says you work too hard. But
Yeah.
I'm yet to see one successful person look at me and says, Rudy, you work too much. I never had that.
That's
Yeah,
true.
because they have the same mindset
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
they're.
That's why
learners.
part of the reason why we want to do this interview because we are not on the same profession. But when I look at you, I watch your bio and stuff like that. Man, I gotta meet you,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm more interested in about your mental toughness, and I like what you said just now. Hey, like why are we stopping? If this is your passion, then you live in it, and every day is a decision. Same thing with me. Does it mean for the past 20 years we don't feel? Yeah, of course we feel
course, yeah,
tired.
definitely.
But then we decide, we choose. Okay, today we just gotta do it.
Yes.
Yep.
And then we live for that moment when all the spotlight is on you, right? And winning is addictive,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so
Yeah.
is losing, right?
Yeah.
That's the danger. Like winning is a habit,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I lost my amateur fights. I lost out of 100 and something. I lost 5 times. My first 3 amateur fights were losses in a
She
row
lost.
at 8
She
years
never
old.
gave up.
And like, I was just so just angry and like thinking to myself like, why? Like, what I have to take? What is it gonna have to take for me to win?
Yeah.
And I knew that getting right back in the gym on Monday was the first thing that's gonna help me win. So right after that, won my 4th amateur fight, and I went on like a 50-fight winning streak after that.
I like that because there's people now who's watching this. There are moments in their life, there are seasons in their life that there's peak and valleys, right? So maybe people who's watching this now, Seniesa, I want you to tell the story because it's gonna inspire. You're gonna change lives. With your story here. Some of the people, they're experiencing slow seasons in their life. Like you, when you are 8 years old, there's 5 losing in a row. But what's going on in your mind? Because you have to make decision again, right? Some people say, okay, I'm such a loser, maybe this is not for me, let's just go swimming.
Yes. Yeah.
or, I don't know, like what do you do?
Yeah, I never thought losing those 3 times. I never thought like this wasn't for me. I just thought to myself like, this is for me. I just need to work harder and improve on whatever it is that I'm doing wrong. And went back to the gym and continued to train even harder and figured out what I was doing wrong, and after that, there was no stopping me.
You know, Joe, I'm not sure if you catch that. This is another success principle. You know what you said? Take 100% responsibility of your life.
Yeah.
Right? When things happen to us, there's two type of people. One can say, well, the government is no good, the environment is no good, right? Well, the coach is no good. You could have blamed it on the coach, by the way. The coach no good, the gym is no good. Man, I live in Whittier, my dad beat me to this gym, the gym is no good, right? You can blame all kind of stuff. But you know what you said just now? You say, hey, you're looking at yourself and say, what can I do to improve?
Yeah.
And you go back,
and I still
practice.
do. I still do, which is why I'm undefeated, because even when I win, or even when I do great in like a sparring session, I always look at what I did wrong, because those little things that you do wrong, someday that's what's gonna, that's how someone's gonna defeat you.
Right.
But until you're, there's no such thing as being perfect, but you can be as close to it as possible. That way, you have a lower chance of ever being defeated.
Wow, that's powerful. What you said is, correct me if I'm wrong, even when you are winning, you look at, so how do you look at, like, do you watch the video back or something?
Yeah, I watch video back. He records every one of my sparring sessions. So
even on your winning, you are not just celebrating, but you look at it, how can we, because that little holes, right, the loopholes, that's when your opponents, right?
Yeah.
So in our business, we call it the competitors. In your industry, you call it, what do you call this? The opponents?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's like in our marketplace, in our industries, our competitors, they're looking at that little loopholes, right?
Yeah.
Those are our opponents.
So I like that, because it's one thing for you to win championship one time. So 9 times, that means,
Yeah.
right?
So what I want to do is I want my opponents to look at me fight and say, man, like, what are we going to do to beat Seniesa? Because, we can't figure out, she does this good, she does that good. If we do this, she's going to do this against us. And I just want to have them just not knowing what to do when they fight me, because I have so many different ways of winning.
That's the same thing in business principle, right? Because the marketplace is so competitive, right?
You can't do everything the same as everybody else.
Correct. Right. Then you'll be obsolete, right? You see so many people keep on doing the same thing. Today is 2017. They're doing the same thing in 1980s.
Right.
In my industry, guess what? Most real estate agents do. Since 1980, they're still doing the door knocking, the cold calling, like today's 2017. You're still using the 1980 method of serving the clients, and there's problems. So I like that. So you always continuous learning.
Improving.
Always.
Right. So how do you keep yourself so humble, right? Because you could have been winning. You couldn't go to the coach and say, "Hey, coach, look at me, I'm so good," right? But obviously, if you start doing that way, don't let. I think there's some a saying says, don't let losing gets to your heart, and don't let winning goes to your soul. Something like that,
Yeah.
So how do you keep it? How do you keep it straight? How do you keep it humble? How do you keep it? Because so many people, as you know, achieve success and then things go sideways, right? Because then the ego, right?
Yeah, it's all about, like, people who aren't humble think that they already know it all and they already have the answer to everything, and they're as good as they're gonna get. But for me, I'm not as good as it gets yet. Like, I can always become even better than I am now.
Yeah. That's good. You are only as good your last fight, right?
And then that, like, every fight I want people to see something different from me. I don't want to. If I look the same every fight, I'm not improving. I'm just doing the same thing I did the fight before.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. Like, I fight to entertain, like, my fans.
Yeah.
So I want them to see something great and even greater every time.
Yeah. So in our team, one of our core values is to deliver wow through service. So it's not good enough to just buy and sell homes. We need to wow the clients so raving about you, right? It's kind of like what you just said just now. It's not good enough. The same thing with us. We need to, how can we deliver wow so much? You see on the wall, people actually raving about us, right? It's not good enough to just buy and sell homes.
Yeah.
In our team, we believe in the 3 R's, which is our measurement of success is the number of reviews, the number of repeat clients, and the number of referrals. It's kind of like what you said. It's your fans.
Yes, it's fans.
It's watching you to come back over and over again and bring their family and friends to watch.
They're going to talk about you. They're going to tell other people about you, just like your business and what you do. That people are gonna spread the word and say how great you.
There's
guys
so
are,
many similarities.
Yeah, and they're gonna want to come here and they're gonna want to buy a home.
You can say how good you are, but nobody thinks that. But if you have other people, your clients or her opponents saying, "Hey, she's really good," or coaches that see, say you're good. That's what you want. People to say that you're good, not yourself. You can say yourself. You can say all day.
You want people who are in the same business that you're in to compliment you.
Yes.
Because that's not always easy for people to do who are in the same business as you. Like, everybody has pride, so everybody's going to say, our business is better,
and
our homes are better, but...
Yeah. My last question, Seniesa, is that, what about, how do you deal with envy and jealousy? Is there such thing in your, as a professional boxer and stuff? I don't know, I'm assuming you have 9-0 and like all these championships and stuff. Do you have people in your industry who's envy you, jealous and stuff like that? All this stuff.
Of course. It happens in every sport, and especially in the sport of boxing. It's like the worst with that. But I just ignore it, and I just keep on improving and keep on becoming better, because that's gonna hurt more to those people than me, responding in anger at them.
Yeah.
The best thing to do is just keep improving and keep getting better and keep winning.
Talk with your fist in the ring.
Yeah, that I like what you say. Ignore them, and it just happened last night. We get one of my partners call me. We sell so many homes here in this area. Guess what happened? One of our competitors actually ran to our house. Like, one of my partners, inside the house. This guy, another real estate agent, ran inside the house, and you know what he says? I can't believe it. Team New Vision is you people again. You are like everywhere. Like, this guy's mad. He's not saying it because I told Carl, which is my partner, like, hey, maybe he said in admiration. Carl said, no. This guy's like upstate. Like, this guy's like about to fight you or something, So, have you had things like that? People like just, I guess you are combative, so I guess it's common for you.
Yeah,
so,
it's common. But yeah, it doesn't bother me. I just keep winning.
Yeah, so that's good. Do what you do so well. Don't worry about what other people are saying, right? Usually, all those are the unsuccessful ones anyway.
Yeah.
I like the way you think, right? Because if you worry so much about your competitors, then
it'll just make her angry and miserable, just like they are.
Then you're gonna be average, just like them.
There's a reason why those people are angry and jealous.
Yeah.
Because they're
losing.
They're insecure about how they're doing things. So just continue to do things the way you do them and keep improving. And
instead of improving themselves, like, why would they talk bad about you? It doesn't make sense, right? And how do you keep? And my last question: how do you keep yourself positive? Obviously, you need to protect. When we talk about environment, I'm not just talking about, people always ask me, you born with silver spoon in your mouth? You know what I say? Yes, I was born with silver spoon in my mouth. It's the love of the parents, right? Because my parents believe in me. And the way I see your dad here, Joe, and the way I look at your story and stuff, hey, you are blessed to have parents like that to actually support in what you do. But, so that's the physical environment. But I'm sure you have friends, and stuff like that. How do you keep, and I'm sure it's just thoughts in your mind, just pop up, right? Just negative thought and stuff. How do you keep yourself away? How do you keep yourself positive away from all this negativity?
I keep myself positive by knowing, by keeping in mind my goals and the reason why I've worked so hard for 18 years. And that's because I want to become the best at what I do, and I want to be known at the end of my career as one of the greatest fighters, and that's what keeps me positive, because I think about that, and I think how that's always been my goal.
Know your why. Basically, what you're saying, know your why. Have a big why, right? Because if your why is big enough, then the how is not hard.
That's right.
Right? That's good. Anything else you wanna, like a last statement, Joe or Seniesa? Last statement to inspire other people, because we are not just talking about boxing here. We are talking about the winning mindset, right? Yeah. Especially for Joe perspective, how do you protect, a family, creating an environment supportive and stuff like so. Just any last statement you want to share with people?
I would just say for parents out there, their kids, support them in anything they want to do. Stand behind them. Make sure that you always tell them that anything is possible. Continue in believing in their dreams, and always stand by them. That's very important.
Wow.
for a parent to do. You have to do that. You can't just allow other people, teachers or friends or family members to give them that encouragement or positivity. You have to do it yourself. It's very important.
Live the impossible. Impossible is nothing.
That's
huh?
right.
Yeah.
I like that. I like it. This is the first time. By the way, we didn't rehearse this.
No, we never.
But yeah, this is that's good, Joe. That's good. Okay, what about you, Seniesa? What's your last? Because there's so many professionals now, watching and say, okay, this is what would your message be?
My message would be, no matter what career you're in and what you do, just never stop improving and always try to become the best, because there's a lot of people who just are just satisfied with being okay and being average at what they do. But you shouldn't be that way. A winning mindset is to always be 10 times better than everybody else and to keep improving, and no matter what it is that you do.
Wow. You know what Les Brown says? Be hungry. Keep hungry. And you know what you says 10 times. You see this? 10x.
Oh yeah, I didn't see that.
What did you say just now? Can you say it one more time? It just looks more appropriate this way.
Be 10 times better than your competitors at whatever it is that you do.
Be 10 times better. I like that, because most people always underestimate the competitive environment, right? Mm-hmm. When you fight, we don't just fight just to... So you always 10 times. Yeah. Just same thing in our industry. We always 10 times, because then you take into consideration, what if somebody gets sick? What if, there's always uncertainties, right? Because if you just train just to pass, then what if things... You always underestimate what's going to happen. So I like that when you say always do 10 times more, then you take into consideration what if things doesn't go in your favor. Right. Then you always save.
You always have a backup plan, and you always have other ways to do things.
Yeah. And I couldn't ask this question, but the perception when people do boxing, they're always so. But you, if I see you on this road right now, I wouldn't even recognize that you are a professional, undefeated 9-0 Team USA boxing team. So that's just a myth.
Yeah, it's just a myth. That's what I want you to think. I want you to think that I can't fight.
Really? So that's part of the...
No, I'm kidding.
So that's part of the... Right? So that's actually good, right? You want the enemy to underestimate you.
Yeah,
right? You want the enemy to underestimate. Just like our team here. Our team here in Rosemead, right? Like who the heck in Rosemead? Do you know last week we just get news from the Inc. 5000. Our team is just recognized as Inc. 5000 fastest growing private companies in the US, in Rosemead.
Wow.
It's kind of like what you're saying, right?
Yeah.
So we look harmless.
Yeah.
So that's how we fly under the radars, right? Competitors don't even recognize.
That's the way to do it.
That's the way to do it.
She's Seniesa, but in the ring, she's super bad.
Yeah. That's
that's your nickname.
Her nickname is super bad.
Super bad.
Yeah.
All right. So, and you'll be actually, if you have time, it will be such an honor if you can stop by at our conference. Our titanium conference will be at the end of August. If you can, if you are invited to actually give a keynote speech, and that will be awesome. We're gonna do it here in Monrovia. Okay. So everybody, we every 3 months we train every day, just like you, from 8 to 9 every day here. Every 3 months though, we have a big trainings. The next one is at the end of August, 3 full days. We lock ourselves up in the room, and we just improving, just like you say, right? Improving our skill instead of worrying about other people. We improving our skill. It will be such an honor if you can stop by and then just share your story live in person.
Okay, that was great.
Very good.
Thank
All
you.
right, guys. This is Seniesa Estrada.
Bye.
And what is this?
Oh, that's for you.
And what is
signed glove for you?
Signed glove. Check it out. Thank you so much, Seniesa.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thanks for so much.
Thank you.
Look at that. Check it out. My first one. We're gonna use it to beat out our. Unlike United Airlines, we don't beat out our clients. We beat out our competitors.
Oh, yeah.
That's good. So we're gonna use this not to beat out. We don't beat at Team New Vision. We don't beat out our clients. We beat out our competitors. And now we have the club. Thank you so much.
Let's take a photo.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, okay. How do we do this? Like this?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Fix the props.
Fix the props. Hold on. This thing is not. Okay.
No, it's good.
Okay. Wait 1 second.
Okay, we're gonna look at it.
Wait, one more.
Uh,
Okay, one more. 1, 2. Okay, perfect.
all right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
It
you.
was nice meeting you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.